Alright, welcome back everybody. It's Ben from Behāv, and in this episode I want to go over how to understand and use the GPTs within Behāv. So here I'm going to I have Behāv on my home screen now. I'm going to go there, I'm going to accept the disclaimer, and now I'm in. So here's going to be where the GPT Catalysts are going to be located at the top right. So I'll touch that. And we have three main ones. So we have Behāv Intent, Behāv Valence, and then Behāv Mandokusai. Intent focuses on the intention behavior gap to be able to understand, are you going to be an intender or not? And the Behāv Valence, we're going to be able to understand what affects are associated with those behaviors that you're having, if you have a hard time categorizing what the affects are. And then in Behāv Mandokusai is going to be like a really extensive way to understand what your affects and behaviors are, the TTM model. It'll have interventions. It'll be super cool. So let's go over just the beginning, be able to sign up for an OpenAI account, because that's what this uses. And we're going to go to a portal here. So in the first one, let's go to Behāv Intent. They're going to go from less intense to more intense, just based off of how some people might feel overwhelmed, just based off of this one. I made two other smaller ones to get you acclimated to be able to use this one. So if we go to Behāv Intent, you're going to be met with this screen. So it's a website within the app itself. So we're going to go sign up to chat if you've never signed up before. So we'll go here to create an account. So you're able to create an account through an email address. You also be able to do Gmail, Microsoft, or Apple. I already went in and I created a separate email account to then add to create a new OpenAI account so that you'll understand what it's like if you don't have an OpenAI account. If you do, it'll take you to a separate portal and I'll be able to show you that. But in this case, I just signed in with my Gmail already. So it's going to load. I already went through the main steps of signing up with the Gmail, so now it's put me into this category right here. So tell us about you. So you put in your name, your birthday. So I guess you just put in, I don't know, 19, let's just say 1980. So it's going to go over ChatGPT, tips for getting started, how to ask it. Don't share sensitive information, and then check your facts, all right? So you say okay. And now you're in. So now you're able to use GPT. Now, as you can see, this is not the one that is in the app. Okay. So you're going to go up here to the top left. We'll say done. And then we'll go back in and then select the top one. And now you're in the one that is in the app. So you see the name, Behāv Intent. You'll be able to see the logo. It's made by me. And a short description. So then you just scroll up a little bit in the browser, and then you'll have your message here. And you'll be able to type in here. You're also able to add attachments to be able to, if you have a question and you have something specific, you can add an attachment here. And in this version, you're not able to use the vocal section of the AI, but you can turn this on if you did want to talk. So, for example, let's go back to AirPlay. So, I don't want to do that. So you're able to talk through anything that you want to say into the chat. So for example, understanding attention behavior gap, you could ask for, let's say, I'm having a hard time completing my homework assignment. change that to completing. So in this case, it goes through what is the nature of the problem, what have you tried so far, and then what's your goal, right? And then you can go and then you can start asking it more detailed things. So understanding these aspects will help us figure it out. So let's say, are you struggling with or understanding material, attempted to tackle assignments? You could just say, let's just say, no, I just feel overwhelmed. So sometimes you'll have an internal error, that's okay, you just say regenerate. And then it gives you recommendations to identify specific stressors, break it down into smaller pieces, create a plan, seek support, and then staying positive. So that's the very general version that I created for intent. It's able to understand, obviously, it's encouraging you to be a successful intender, right? We have 4 main categories of intention. You're either a successful intender, non-successful intender, a successful non-intender, where it's like you don't even try and you're successful. Then you have a non-intender, where you don't try at all. So really encouraging people to become an intender, even if you're not successful. That's what this GPT is able to do. So I'm going to press done, and then we'll go to the next one. So we also have behave valence, which is going to be able to understand what the affects are based on your behavior. So once you've already signed in, you don't have to sign in again unless you delete the app. If you delete the app, it will make you sign in, and then you'll have to go through this portal again. So, in this one we have mood, behavior, environment, core affects, be able to understand those. So, let's just say I'm feeling really tired. So I just saw that I was feeling really tired, and then it says, you sound like you're experiencing exhaustion. This can stem from various factors such as physical overexertion, emotional stress, lack of sleep, or underlying health issues. Your word choice indicates a mix of fear, negative affect, concern about why you're so tired, panic, negative affect, anxiety about your current mental state, and grief, feeling overwhelmed, also negative affect. So it breaks down what your affects are, and then helps you counter those by trying to understand what the positive affects that you should try. So you could try seeking/learning, so research ways to improve your energy levels, such as dietary changes, exercise routine, sleep hygiene, care, take time to cure, self-care activities. This might include relaxing baths, mindfulness practices, and having downtime, and then play, engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as hobbies. Right? So it summarizes those if you're having a hard time trying to understand what your affects are and then how to address them. So in this last one, I'll go over the Behāv Mendokusai. Alright, so this is going to be the more extensive one. It's going to go through a lot more immersive discussion. So for example, if I say, in this version, this is more built on if you're trying to accomplish a certain goal. So you could ask the same question or say the same statement as before, like saying you're tired, but this is better for a problem-solving GPT. So you could ask, I'm trying to think of something introspective that you could ask. I've been using it recently. I used a relationship question a few weeks ago. I'm trying to think what I asked. I asked, okay. So here's what I can ask. So I'll just turn the mic on. I'm feeling confused and sad that I haven't gotten back a text from someone I really care about. What does that mean? So, I'll first address and summarize what you asked. So, feeling confused and sad about not receiving text back from someone you care about can stem from several interconnected emotional and psychological factors. Right? So it's going to go over the understanding the emotional response. So what this really focuses on in this GPT is uncertainty, right? So uncertainty within affect can be positive, right? So for gift giving is typically positive affect, right? Because you don't know what it is, and we always assume, just biologically, that it's going to be something good. But you can also have uncertainty that could be bad, right? So it's going to go over that, different versions. We'll go over behavioral complexity, which is I mentioned in a previous video, which is one of the main variables within habit forming. So it'll go over what is behavioral complexity associated with this particular topic of not getting a text back, right? If you're confused on behavioral complexity, I think of it also generically as emotional overhead. So what is that emotional overhead that you have to pay off in order to then have the behavior that you're wanting? So go over that. It'll go over the transcendental model for behavioral assessment. So what stage of behavior are you in? This one, it's is a little bit different because it's not a typical behavior. Like, this is based off of smoking cessation, so it's not like an intending behavior to have typically, but it will help categorize best. It'll do its best to categorize whatever you say based off of the transcendental models for what stage you're in. So in this case, it's having for pre-contemplation. You might not be fully aware of how waiting for a text affects your emotional states. Contemplation would be you recognize the emotional impact and start considering ways to manage these feelings. So in this case, since you're asking the question and you don't really know where to go, you might be in the pre-contemplation stage. After reading this, you'll definitely be out of that stage and you'll be in one of these other ones. So next steps to move forward. So it'll help you acknowledge your feelings. So recognize it's normal to feel sad and confused when this happens. Focus on self-care, cognitive reframing, communication. This is a specific category for behavioral complexity. It mentions in the beginning just more generally. Now it's going to go into detail about what that is in terms of habit. So how do you have a habit of not letting, let's say for example, this text that you wanted to get back, have it not drag you down, right? Have it not impose difficulty on your lifestyle. So it'll go through specific cues of habits on how to make sure that this doesn't bother you. So you have cues, consistent rewards, planning, motivation, behavioral complexity. It does a core problem analysis based off of the affects. So based off of the affects of you not getting a text back, it's categorized it into categories of panic and fear, and then grief. And it really encourages you to have a seeking affect, to redirect your energy towards going to other activities that are more playful and distract you in a positive way from not worrying about something you haven't received. It repeated the habit forming variables again. Let's see. It reframes them. So in this case, it's helping you identify what the triggers are for that previous habit. And then in this one, it's telling you how to have the positive habits, opposite of the problem that you have. And then it encourages you to find green spaces, which we'll mention in other videos and I've mentioned in other videos so far. So those are all the main GPTs, how they work and how they function and how to sign up for them. I will see you guys in a later video. What also happens, it didn't happen in this one, probably because I already signed up through this. So let me also do this. Let me also delete it. And then re-download it. And show you what it looks like if you already have an account. So now I'm gonna log in. I always film these in one cut, in real time. So I'm just gonna cover up the screen real quick. I'm gonna sign in. And what sometimes happens is I've noticed so you're met with this every time you're able to do that. Disclaimer. So on some of these, what you'll see here, now you're signed out, right? So we sign back up. We go to, I'm going to sign in through a Gmail. So I have multiple Gmails on here. So I'm just going to cover that up real quick. I'm going to do this one. So let's see. So what happens is I'll sign up and I already have the app on my phone. I already have the GPT app on my phone. So when I sign up, it redirects me to the app itself. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to get out of that and then go back to the Behāv app. It's loading. I press done. And it should load here for me. So what happens is when you if you already have an account, you're not logging in for the first time, it will kick you out to the separate ChatGPT app. So what you have to do is you just have to go back to the Behāv app from the GPT app, and then it's available for you, and then you can write anything that you want to write. Hello. So it works. So that's the only main difference that you'll be able to have is if you already have an OpenAI account, just come back to the app, your account should be saved in this portal. You can use it in the separate GPT app, but you're away from all the other information that you're trying to also use in the app. So this was this video. So let me know if you have any other questions, put in the comments. If you want to optimize it more, I'm going to start recording other videos now for other features of the app. So I'll see you in a little bit.